Hey everybody, this is Sheets, and I usually don't do this with respect to doing a follow-up video on pretty much any card or any content. I just don't really have the time, but I figured I would do one for this card, only because there's with the replacement fight of there being Gooden and Stoltze, it brings up a very instructive point, and I want to just kind of talk through this a little bit. First of all, I do feel as though overall my key fights remain the same. I do want to target Koski and Rowe. I do want to target Lawrence and Jones. I don't want any of the Yoder fight. I don't want any of the Chavez fight. Garcia is probably a good safe play. Anglin is probably a decent punt. Montano is probably a little bit better than I had first thought. She has a shot to score enough. I still think Barberina Witt's a key fight. I still want no part of the Benoit fight. And I still don't really like this Cheyenne Bays fight. I still think Yaya is a live underdog just because of his finishing upside. And I do feel as though the Hall Strickland fight is a fight that you should probably key in on as well. You don't have to play 100% of it, but I do think that price on Hall is a little ridiculous, as I do feel the price on Witt back in that other fight is a little ridiculous. But let's talk about this Stoltze thing. All right. So Stoltze, this is a replacement fight. Gooden stepped in on short notice, and you don't see this too often. You have DraftKings put a price up on Stoltze early, and it was 7,000 based on his original opponent. And now they gave him Gooden. And if you look at the odds, Stoltze is a 2-1 favorite. So Stoltze should be 9,200 or something like that, or 9,000. But because they can't change the price tag, you're now getting Stoltze at 7K, being priced on DraftKings as a 2-1 underdog, and yet in reality is a 2-1 favorite. So from a cash perspective and just from a pure win equity perspective, he's kind of a lock, So it's if you do play cash and you just want the best play, you definitely want to take Stoltze. Now they did insert Gooden as probably a correct, maybe actually a little bit underpriced actually, because again, as a 2-1 dog, you really shouldn't be 6,800. It should be more like 7,000, 7,100. So maybe Gooden has a little bit of win equity. So I'm gonna put him in kind of my punt mix. But the question is, what do you do with Stoltze in GPPs, right? I mean, on the one hand, yeah, he probably rates to be the best play, but again, I'm not going to do this all too often anymore, but I'll put my premium sheets up here just to give you an idea. So where I do show Stoltze being the top value, certainly by point per dollar and even by sheets value score, he is showing a 60% ownership share. So what do you do with that? In GPPs, I could certainly make the case to go under there. Or if you're playing only a couple of lineups, to maybe even fade it. Just because, again, as I mentioned earlier, you do have guys here like Rowe, Yaha, obviously Yaya, and Witt, who are subs 8K or 7,500 and lower, who could outscore Stoltze. Like if Stoltze gets a decision and scores 60 points or something like that, you can outscore him at much lower ownership. So it's really up to you what you want to do with this. But I am definitely not locking in Stoltze. That's the best way I can describe this. Okay, that was pretty much it. I just did want to do one kind of update on that and just remind you guys what my key fights are. And we'll see how it goes. Good luck.